Hi there, and welcome to the next episode. This episode, we're going to cover just opening the team entry. So at the moment, we have all of our divisions set up. We have everything we need in here. At the moment, you can see we can't add a team for the organising club, which is the technically us or me as the admin for this, and we can't add a team for external club purely because we haven't actually opened this up for the team entry yet. So that's what we'll do now. So if we come over to the left hand sidebar here and we click on open team entry, this will just run down a checklist just to make sure that the details and everything that you've put in is everything that the recipient might need to know. So start date, close date, entry fee, where it is, payment details, etc. All the divisions. It gives you this just to double check. Obviously, if you have made an error here, you could just edit the divisions. However, we haven't. This is all good to go. So we are going to go ahead and open the registration. So when we click open registration, you now see that add team for organising club and add team for an external club is now visible, and you can click on these. So if we want to add a team for our own club, we can click on add team for organising club. We can add the team name in here. We don't need to write in the club name because it already knows that it's for us. So we could just say that we are the Blues, and we're going to enter it. We'll just enter it into under sevens. The coach name we'll just say is Teddy. That'll do. Player name, you can enter this yourself, or you can invite people to come and enter this if you want. Or when you actually send the invites out, 9 times out of 10, from our experience, the secretaries kind of tend to just send these invites out to coaches. So the coaches will come on and fill this out themselves, and they'll have an account and they'll be able to manage this. They'll be able to see everything, all of their own accord. So once we've done this, we're just going to click add and enter the team, which will then close this and take us back to the other screen, or we can save and add another. So we will save and add another for now. We don't want to actually, we're going to put one in the under eights now, and we'll say that we are now Reds. And this one we will say Tony P. That is not how you spell Tony. There you go. We'll say enter team there as well. So here is our under eights that I've just entered into. So Tawny Pro Reds. And if we come back to divisions, we'll see we now have a team in both the under sevens, one there, and in the under eights, which is one there. So that is effectively how we enter things from here as our own clubs. If we want to enter a club for an external team, so say for example, somebody wants to enter, they email you, they can't for whatever reason access this themselves, we can add a team for an external club here. So in here we would enter someone at somewhere.com, for example. Um, and you'll see it says that there's no clubs found. If someone has entered and they have a team already and they've got a club and it's entered with this email address, the actual team will arrive in here. So you can actually select that team and then add a team to a pre-existing account as well. However, in this case, we would create a new club. The club name we will say is somewhere, and the admin name we will say is somewhere, just for the sake of it. Okay, so here we are now. So this is the club. This is the logo that they can actually upload themselves. This is the division that is a default selected division. It's always the lowest division. We can select whichever one we want to go in. So we'll say under 10s. And we'll say that this time we are going to be the Blacks, and the coach name is Simon W. Again, you can fill this all in if you want, or you don't. You don't have to. They'll get an invite and notification that they've had an account, so they can come in then and actually fill this in for you. So we'll enter that team again. We'll now come back to this is all where the teams are. So you can now see we've got under sevens, under eights, and an under tens entered in here. This is obviously not one of our teams, as you can see. So this isn't a Tawny Pro team. This now says somewhere Blacks under tens. So that is effectively how that is done from within the dashboard. Now, if you want to send invitations out, this is done through our system. So when we come to invitations over here in the left sidebar, we can literally this is a Duff demo data from here, but we can send invitations from up here. This is what the email says. This is literally just gives basic information about the tournament. When they get the email, this is literally what it says. They click accept invite, and that will then take them to the login page where they can sign up. In here, we can add multiple emails. So you just add one to however many emails it is. And then when you click send invitation, you'll end up with a list like this that shows you everything that you've done. And if you need to resend them, or, people say they didn't get it, you can come in here and resend it. Simple as that, really. That actually then goes out. People then get an invitation. The invitation is effectively, you end up with this page here. You'll get this page that shows up. So they're able to actually register the club. This is the sheet that they get. It's got all the information on it when the invitation goes out. So you can actually publicly share this as well. So I know many people use Facebook, etc. So sorry, I went through that a little bit quick, but there's a share registration button here, and if you click on it, it basically copies the link, and then when you come back, you can share that URL, which will then just take people to this, which allows them to log in, set up whatever it is that they want to do. So that is how you can automatically send invitations out. And when you do it that way, you kind of just sit back and watch your divisions kind of fill up. Once you hit limits for example, this under sevens division has a limit of 12. So when 12 is reached in the entered teams, extra teams automatically get placed in reserve. They will get an email to say they are also in reserve. And then when this screen appears over here, rather than the status being available, this will say enter reserved and stuff like that. So you'll be able to literally be able to keep up with whatever's going on. You can actually share this with other kind of club admins as well. This keeps them in the loop as to what's going on. So yeah, there's a lot of ways of sending invites and adding people, but hopefully we've covered every way that you'd need to do it, really. Obviously, any other questions you can let us know, but apart from that, we'll be going on to kind of adding teams properly, and what you're actually able to do within the add teams and edit teams in the next video. So we'll see you then.